had celebrity. Athanasius was born in Egypt in the famous city of Alexandria in the year 295. As a child, he heard of the bloody persecutions undertaken by the empire against Christians. He had an important academic training in philosophy, grammar, and theology. He was fluent in Common Greek, Classic Greek, and Coptic, a language developed in Egypt in the early Christian era that contains part of the Greek alphabet. From his youth, Athanasius showed a talent for writing. In the year 326, he was ordained as a priest by Bishop Alexander. He had an impetuous and tenacious character, which is why he had enthusiastic friends and great enemies. He was a fervent mystic concerned with defending the reality of salvation through the incarnation of Jesus Christ, true God and true man, as well as the independence of the church from political authority. He was the tough and tenacious fighter that time and circumstances required. His first writings were against the pagans and the incarnation of the Word. The Bishop of Alexandria appointed him as his secretary and went with him to the Ecumenical Council of Nicaea to combat the supporters of Arius who denied that Jesus Christ was God. Athanasius argued that if Christ is not the Son of God and he himself is not God, what is humanity's salvation reduced to? Athanasius' eloquence was so great that from having a secondary role, he became one of the strongest voices in the council, refuting the arguments of Arius, who finally did not retract and was excommunicated. Athanasius wrote letters to the bishops of the East, warning them of the danger of misrepresenting the doctrine about Christ. The Emperor Constantine knew that this controversy had to be resolved as quickly as possible and prevent its spread in the West, as it was a danger to the stability and unity of the empire as well as of the church. Athanasius, at the age of 33, was elected by popular acclamation as Bishop of Alexandria. The Arians, as they had great influence and power, made him a target of political power, began to persecute him, and got him into exile from Alexandria. He was exiled 5 times, but in spite of this, he never gave up his fidelity to Christ and to the church. In one of the persecutions they did to him in the year 356, 5,000 soldiers surrounded the temple where he lived to arrest him. But Bishop Athanasius managed to escape and fled into the desert, where he was taken in by hermit monks. From there, he continues to write to the faithful of Alexandria and wrote the biography of Saint Anthony Abbot, his friend and companion. Athanasius died on May 2nd, 373, full of glory and in full of possession of his episcopal see, after having served as bishop for 45 years and having spent a total of 18 years of his life in exile. He was one of the most important figures of the first centuries of the Church for his defense of Jesus Christ, true God and true man, regardless of the attacks that were made against him. He is considered one of the fathers of the Church and was declared a doctor of the Church by St. Pius V. Athanasius' life was a true odyssey of suffering in defense of the faith in the Holy Trinity, because he was convinced that Jesus was God, and with God we always win.